5.7, and today is the first day after 3 consecutive sessions that Paytm is not locked at lower circuit. In fact, in pre-open it was, and then it's broken out of that lower circuit. It's trading with gains of about 2%. Just a short while back, we heard from sources that the Paytm founder Vijay Shekhar Sharma has met RBI officials on the 5th of February, that is yesterday. So there's a lot developing in the counter and in the company, and there are apparently various other startups that have written to the government to ask them to step in, perhaps. Let's see how that pans out. But the most important question, Saurabh, is should investors hold on if they bought at higher levels, or should you even buy at these levels thinking that it's a good value to buy?
See, in the stock market, you tend to invest in the business, and it's a possibility of growth going forward. Here, the business itself has been challenged, and that is what market is. That is why we are seeing stock cracking down badly. Previously, also there was some problem with respect to the lending, short-term lending. By the Paytm, and now after this RBI statements, I mean the release, the business metric has been challenged. I think there is no point in chipping in when the stock price is coming cooling off, and in my sense, I think it is better to get out of this.
All right, fair point. Let's talk about the next counter, which is Shipping Corporation of India. This runs from Mohit from Ludhiana. They've bought the stock at 39 levels, so the stock is currently around 263 levels. Now the particular question that they're asking is that considering its divestment, the government has spoken about the divestment of SCI land and assets, should they continue holding it for at least 2 years? Saurabh, in the short term, we're seeing concerns of Red Sea freight prices hiking, and in the longer term, there's this divestment at play in this particular counter. What's your sense for the next 2 years? Should they continue holding on to this one, or should they get out, considering they already have a considerable amount of profit in the stock?
See, this is the PSU we have seen that has never performed even in the good scenario, good business scenario. So I think the stock is largely, factoring in the divestment that government has planned, and that is why the stock prices have already moved up. So I think it is better to take some money off the top, from the table. I think it's better to book partial profits.
Okay, fair point. Suresh from Chalakudi in Kerala is asking about Tata Consultancy Services, and he's bought at levels of 3,484. He's asking whether to hold, sell, or buy more. On the technicals, Amit, what's the view?
New long code position can be created as we are seeing that the stock has given a monthly breakout. So we are expecting the counter to show some more strength, almost around 7 to 8% rally more will be witnessed in this counter.
All right. Next up, we're talking about Idea Forge and Dronacharya. This runs from Karthik from Visakhapatnam. And they want to know if the short-term and the long-term view for both of them. I'm not sure if they're bought in the stock, but let's take a long-term view first. Saurabh, Idea Forge and Dronacharya.
I think the recent number that came, Idea Force, were kind of a disappointment. I think there was expectation of a good growth, but the company came out with the negative growth in both in the bottom line and top line. So in that sense, I think you have to wait for this investment to get 55 over a period of time, because the business is good and the industry is expected to see growth. So for the long term, I think you can hold this company. And with respect to Dronacharya, I think it is quite rich on the valuation side. So I think it is better to exit.
Okay, fair point. Hemant is asking a question. He's writing in from Bengaluru, asking about Petronet LNG, holding from levels of 230 and asking whether to book profits at this juncture. Amit, what's the view?
Overall, we are seeing that the OMC counters are showing some positive strength and continuous addition from the OI front and the volume front has been witnessed. If you look at the Petronet also, the counter is coming near the monthly resistance of 300 level. Once the stock gives clearance about 300 level, then the stock will shift into the new range of a 300 to 340 range. So currently the momentum, and if you look at the chart structure on the daily pattern, it seems to be in the positive front. New long position can also be created at this point of time with the first target of 300 rupees. And once the stock gets a closing about 300 level, then another target would be 340.
All right. Next up, we're talking about Bajaj Finance. This one's from Tanya, and they're saying that the stock has corrected, and we've seen a little bit of correction post the results. Saurabh, what's your view for a longer term? Is it a good time to enter into the stock?
I don't think so. I think the things are not moving the way the company would like to. I mean, previously also we saw that the company went into the consolidation, then the growth came back, and we saw the stock prices moving up. And now with the RBI, some statements coming from the RBI, directives coming from the RBI, some business metrics have been challenged, and there is a lot of competition also that is coming in the way of the Bajaj Finance growth. So I think the stock is expected to underperform. I don't expect even the stock to give broader indices kind of a return to. So in that sense, I think it is a.
Okay, Pratima is asking a question about energy stocks, and we've seen a few in the energy pack doing particularly well in the recent past. Amit, based on the charts, does anything stand out today to buy?
Counter that looks positive for me first would be Inox Wind. Inox Wind seems to be on the positive front. We are seeing that the counter has given a long-term breakout in yesterday's trading session with the volume front. If you look at the monthly structure, the counter is showing a flag pattern formation on the monthly basis, and again, the counter is ready for the next breakout, and the range shifting for this counter is most likely visible on the charts. We are seeing that once counter gets a stable above 550 levels, then again momentum will get built up for the counter to go towards the 620, 650 level on the upper end basis. So new long position can be created at this point of time, and counter gets a dip towards the 495 to 510 level. Then new long positions can be added at that point of time also, and averaging can be done. So overall, Inox Wind looks positive for the midterm perspective.
All right. And Amit, what about Max Healthcare? The Ramesh bought the stock at 580 levels. It's around 800 right now. He wants to know if he should add more at these levels.
If you want to add more, once the counter goes above 815 level, then new long position can be created. From last 7 to 8 days of trading session, we are seeing the counter is trading in the range of 50 points, but the volume has been added up subsequently. So we are expecting to let the counter give the breakout of 815. After that, new long position can be created. Once the counter goes above 815 level, almost from that level, we might see 70 to 80 points rally from that point.
Ashok Leyland is the next counter we're looking at, and it had quite the third quarter with margins expanding quite a bit. But we've got Abhishek asking for a target for the current month itself. So therefore, what's the view, Amit, on the charts?
If you look at the Ashok Leyland, the counter is showing some positive strength, but we have seen that the completely sell off the profits has been wind up in today's trading session. If you look at the overall structure, the support for the stock is at 174. Hold the counter with the support of 174 level. For the current month, once the stock goes above 188 level, then only confirmation will come for the counter to move towards the 198 to 202 level.
All right.